Yes. Yeah, good evening once again, and thank you for joining in tonight. So yeah, this time like a joke for some of us, like before I go on, I'd like to introduce my husband. His name is Ayo, he's on the call. Thank you for joining in. So Z, can you please introduce yourself to us? Let's hear your full name to start with.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am ZOB, and I am a parenting coach and also a homeschooling mentor. Anymore, I'm from Edo State.
Good to meet
Anymore, thing I need to share.
Yeah, I think that's fine for a start. So for me, I like the parenting part because.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Z? Am I still audible? Hello?
How is it this evening?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Okay. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. I see. So, all right. So let's just get started. So this started like a joke. It started when we were in the session with PDDK, the visionary treat, and it came on me. So this whole idea has been in my archive for over a year, and I feel the best time to bring it out is now. So firstly, I just want to say thank you for believing enough in me to join this call. And to start with, so this night I'm just going to talk about what we shared last week, and it's talking about um, the foundation of your business. Why should we have a business? As much as we all want to grow, as much as we want our businesses to flourish, I think it's better we we start by understanding what is our whys. Why do we need to start a business? Okay, so please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me make it slideshow. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So before we go on, I want us to read this alphabet as this words as they are seen, not as they are written. How do I mean? It's seen as red, white, green, and brown for the first line. The second line is green, red, brown, and white. The third one is red, white, green, and brown. Do you understand, Izzy?
I don't get you.
Okay, so what?
Okay, as seen, not as written. Okay, I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start. So I'm going to start. Let's see the number of lines. I have to go fast. Let's see the number of lines I can take before I drop off. All right, I start. Red, white, green, brown. Green, red, brown, white. Red, white, brown.
You dropped off.
Okay, so let's start it from your head.
Okay, so I go red, white, green, brown, green, red, brown, white, red, white, green, brown, white, green, brown, red, brown, red, green, white, green, white, brown, red, red, white. I forgot that. Yeah, I made a mistake there.
Good one. That was a fantastic one. All right.
All right, I'm going red, white, green, brown, green, red, brown, white, white, brown, green, red, red, white, green.
No,
brown,
you
brown.
stopped at white, brown. No?
And you missed it.
You said white, brown.
I should read. Oh, wait. I should read the color as seen and not as written.
Yes.
As seen.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was reading it as written.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I made my mistake.
Okay,
Okay.
let's take it.
Okay, so go again.
All right. Thank you for another grace. Okay.
I can't hear you.
I need to say that and go by. Okay, I'm going now. Red, white,
Okay.
green, brown, green, red, brown, white, white, red, brown, green, red,
Sorry.
white.
Thank you. That was a fantastic one.
Yeah, so
That was just an
Difficult.
icebreaker. And for me, what this tells us is that our brain is conditioned in a certain way, and change is not very easy. So I would encourage us tonight that some of the things we are going to be hearing, they are not very new. Some of them we already know them. And some of them, there's a mindset that we have about it, and it might take a lot of a bit of resistance for us to change. So just try to imagine a box, like an open box, and take everything you think you've ever known, drop it in that box and keep it. Let's come to this class with an open mind and let's see how far we can. Okay, so what are the objectives of this class? So by the end of this class, you will be able to understand the whys of business, the vision of business, the mission of a business, and business building blocks. So the slide is not very robust, but I'll see how much we can go or how far we can go. All right, so I remember one of the first, you're trying to say something, Z.
no, please. No, please.
Okay. So I remember one of the things we said in our last class was talking about trading versus business. So it's okay to trade. Trading is not bad in itself. Trading is what a lot of us know how to do, which is basically buying and selling. You get a product from somewhere. Am I still on? Am I still on? Someone please confirm if you can hear me. I feel my screen is frozen.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear you for a bit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so just trying to remind us that there's a difference between trading and business. So trading is like the regular buying and selling that we all are used to. And some of us, for someone like me, my mom has been into trading like since forever, like before I was born. And trading is something that is very good. Don't misquote me, but again, trading doesn't go beyond one man person. So you can say that a self-employed person is basically trading, which is they're buying a product or a service, or they're buying a service at a fee. So they are buying a product and selling and making profits, or they have a service like photography and some other things that they are pushing out. So what is then a business? A business is now something that you do that has a structure. So I think the basic difference, I don't want to complicate too much. The basic difference between trading and business is that business is well structured. It has structure. It can transleave you. You can have, like, there are processes to it, right? I think that's the right word. There are processes to it. So tonight, I know some of us will have been trading, or yeah, we have a service. So let me start with and myself. Be a parenting coach. I'm also a life coach, certified for like 10 years. And so let's move more around service. So again, how do we put structures into this thing? How do we make sure that we are not just dishing out coaching services? How do we
Pencil.
scale up? How do we multiply our
pencil?
how do we multiply our influence? And that's what this class is all about. So yes, the first thing I'm talking about is, why do we need to start a business? Do we have to start a business? Like, whatever service you're doing, why do you have to do that business? Why do you have to do that service? And this takes us to us understanding the problem we are trying to solve. What problem is your business trying to solve? What is that thing you are trying to achieve with your business? So again, let's get back to our businesses. Coaching business, for instance, parenting coach, like Why? What was the story? What's the story behind your business? Why do you think you need to do that business? What was the trigger? What's your anchor? Did you hear a word? Did you see a problem? So for me, one of my first coaching trainings I had, and I'm still very much into, is teenage coaching. And how did I get into that? How did I start with teenage coaching? I started with teenage coaching while I was growing up. I realized that I could do better as a teen if I had like a guide or someone that would tell me what to do and what not to do. And when I was 7, I was a teacher in a public school, and I had access to a lot of students. And I saw that academic doesn't just cut it for everyone. There's more to it. There's something you need to do to get you to where you need to get to. I saw a need, I saw a gap, and that propelled me, coupled with other things that I heard from God. Yes, I believe in God. I believe in divinity. I feel like, okay, this is why I want to do this business. So again, the first thing we need to understand is, what are your anchors? Why do you want to start that business? What solution or what problem are you trying to solve? Because that's where the value comes from. So for me, I saw a need for teenagers to understand life from different perspectives other than just, I'm coming to school. Some of them are even in school and they don't know why they're in school. They don't even understand what they can do after school. They are very clueless. They just feel like it's just all I can see. That was what I saw that got me into that business, right? So the first thing we need to understand tonight, that for every business to thrive, before you can scale any business, you need to understand why you started that business in the first place. What are your anchors? If things go sour, if anything happens, what will make you stand? Now, there's inflation, there's a lot. I was trying to renew my Zoom subscription tonight and was like almost 30K. I'm like, why? Before now, I'll do it for 12, 15K. The same subscription has not changed. It's just the economy. Why would I want to pay double the price? Why would I want to do this? What are my anchors? Why do I want to continue? My network is unstable. Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So again, we need to come to our why. And that's one of the first things we want to talk about tonight. Why do you have that business? And I expect that as I'm saying these things, because it's not just a teaching class, it's more like a coaching whereby I can propel us to document some things and trigger some thoughts in us. So yeah, why do you need to start a business? You need to understand your whys. So the problem you are solving. Now, coming back to why, you have to write it down. So that you have it off by heart is not enough. You have to jot it down. Why do you need to start that business? Why did you start that business? What are your strong whys? You have to jot that down. When you understand your why, it now comes to your vision. What is your vision? What do you want to achieve? So again, the vision is just like a short phrase that represents what you're achieving day by day. So for us, we say that we are raising noble men and boys and girls for balance and global relevance. So you want to, understand what you are really doing, and you want to communicate it in a very short phrase. So the vision is what propels you, is what reminds you, regardless of whatever services you want to do in it. The vision statement is what will prepare, and it comes from your why. It comes from your anchor, right? The next thing I want to talk about is your mission. Your mission is how are you going to accomplish your vision? How are you going to accomplish your why? Now, these three things, when you're able to put them down, you begin to lay the foundation of your business. That said, I won't dwell too much on vision and mission because I feel that it's something we'll really understand. What I really want us to talk about is the 9 building blocks of a business. Now, this 9 building blocks is, like I said, tonight we want to lay foundation of our business. I don't know, might have seen this before, but if not here, so let's just look at the 9 things that every business must have. So at the end of this training, I'm going to share a blank template with us so that we can begin to fill each and every of these building blocks. So I'm just going to go through the building blocks one after the other and explain to us what it means. Now, I will start with, okay, let me close this. Customer segment. Unique, yeah, your value proposition. All right. Let me start with the value proposition. Value proposition here is the most important part, right? Why do people, what benefits? Like, like I've said, you need to understand the whys of your business. So the question is, why should people go for your product or service? So now let's come back to coaching business. As a parenting coach, you're not the only one that is doing parenting coach, right? Why should people leave coaches like Wendy Ologe, among other parenting coaches, and listen to you? Why should people leave people like Trisha Bees or PTDK, then come to learn about business from me? What is that unique thing I want to sell? What is that thing that cuts me out? What is that thing that is something that I know that this is my strong why? Again, it comes back to your why. You have to create a value. So I used my jewelry business in our previous class while I was talking about unique selling proposition. And I said, okay, so for my earring right now is crafted by my jewelry business. And one of the things I've seen is that there are some earrings that when you wear them, I'm using earring as a case study, you will just feel very comfortable with them, right? Everywhere you go to, you want to wear them over and over because they are light. So no matter how beautiful your earrings are, they are very heavy. You won't be comfortable with them on everyday basis. Again, gemstones are things we buy. Gemstones have healing properties. So they have a capacity of elevating your mood just by the virtue of putting them on. Now, the caveat is that gemstones are naturally heavy. And if you do not blend it well, you would craft heavy pieces, right? So one of our unique selling proposition is that we make our jewelry to be light enough for your everyday wear, while you still have that gemstone with the healing power. So these are the things that you need to ask yourself. What is my unique selling proposition? So for coaching right now, for parenting right now, there are different kinds of parenting and there are different languages. There are different audiences that you've been sent to. So maybe what you want to now begin to ask yourself is, who are my audience? Like, what for a specific customer segment, right? You need to understand your customer segment. So when it comes to parenting, there's parenting for toddlers, there's parenting for teenagers, there's parenting for maybe grandparenting and all of that. You need to know the customer segment that you are working with. Why? What is that value? Like for me, I work with teenagers. I have toddlers. I have to go and enroll in a parenting course for toddlers because I'm not equipped for that. When they become teenagers, I have the arsenal. But right now, I don't know so much. So you need to have your own value for that particular customer. So if you want to parent, for instance, you want to parent, so there are people that parent children with special needs, like autism and all of that. So what value do you want to create? Do you want to help them, not just give them information? You want to create things like relaxation point, because one of the struggles of parents with special needs is that there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of overwhelm. So do you want to create like a community where you can allow the parents to come and unwind, where you say, okay, there are caregivers that are going to take care of these children for 4 hours, for 5 hours, while you come together, while you unwind, while you bond, while you play, and just let your head down, right? Those are unique selling propositions, right? You need to understand what makes your product unique, what stands you out. So if they line out 10 parenting coaches, what makes you stand out? What is that thing that People want to hear you say. Now, the next one I want to talk about is customer segment, right? When it comes to customer segment, there are different groups of people, organization, and enterprise aims to reach and serve. So again, we're coming back to what we're talking about with our unique value proposition. You need to understand your customer segment as well, so that you can craft something special for this niche. Now, people call these segments niche, like popularly, it's called like your niche. Who are the people that you want to target? Who is your target audience? So for me, again, let me use jewelry business as an example. I realized that I love simple day-to-day jewelry. And the people that would likely serve most is the middle-aged women between ages of, say, 27 to 45 or 50, while they are going to work or they are going around their businesses. Our customer segment is not for brides. Yes, when we get jobs for bride, we do them one-off, but they are not for brides. They are not for, just a minute, let me sort that noise in my background. All right, sorry about that. So again, you need to understand your customer segment. You need to understand your niche. So for me, I was talking about how we were able to craft out to say that, okay, women around this age group are the people we want to cater for, and most likely women that are working. So the kind of jewelry we are making is like, if you see, I want this to work. Some people can, so the popular opinion about beaded jewelries is that they are for parties, they have to be heavy, they have to look out of place. But for us, we simplify it, right? There are things you can wear every day to work. And that is what we've done. So we've crafted our people. So we looked at people that are like the 9-to-5ers, and those are the people we are targeting. So we create products that suits them. So these are the things you need to check. Who are your customer segments? We are not doing O1 men. We are not doing bridal. Yeah, we are doing men, but they are casuals. So that way, it helps you streamline your service. So just a quick run. Let me know if you are still with me, if you can hear me, or if whatever I'm saying is worth your time. Please drop something in the comment section.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the feedback. So now that we have been able to identify who are your customers, like I mentioned, when it comes to parenting coach, are these people like just okay? So let me ask you, what customer segment are you feeding when it comes to parenting?
Okay, parents of younger children, 0 to 10-year-olds. They are more like stay-home moms, homeschoolers also. Parents who are really interested in their children's education and know that they are meant to be part of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so you have a potential, you have a potential client.
I didn't hear you.
I said you have a client in me already, because I'm at that stage right now, and I'm not a stay-home mom, but any resource that I can get for my 2-year-olds, I am open to it, right? So yeah, I just want to be sure that we are still in sync. So that's for customer segment. Now, another part that is very crucial to a startup business is channels. How do you communicate and reach your customers within this segment? What communication tool are you going to use? So for us tonight, we are using a virtual tool to communicate. What tool do you want to use to communicate? How do you want to reach them? Do you want to have meetings with them physically, or you want to have virtual meetings? You need to define these things. So if they are still home moms, they might not be able to come for events like every week. That means you might want to consider virtual. You need to determine. So again, stay-home moms are likely, when it comes to social media, for instance, they are likely to probably be more on Facebook if they were professionals, they are likely to be on LinkedIn. These are the things that you need to know and write out. You know, what channels you use to communicate, how are you going to reach them? Do you want to reach them through support groups? Do you want to reach them through church groups? Like, okay, you want to go through your church. Do you want to reach them through communities? Those are the channels that you want to highlight so that you are able to. Because if these things are not well stated out, you might not be able to sell much more upscale warriors. Another thing we want to look at is key partners. So I'm just picking them in a sequence that I feel that are needed. Who are your key partners? Who are your suppliers? Who are your partners that makes your business model work? So again, for coaching service, you might be looking at, oh, do I need like a virtual assistant that can help me put my thoughts together? And this is also speaking to me, right? Because once I'm done with it, I'm going to go back and listen to myself. Who are my partners? For a service-oriented business, you are looking at probably virtual assistants, someone that is like a graphics designer that can help you put your products together, maybe a content creator. You need to find those key partners. You need to write them down. You need to know so that you can now begin to look for them, right? Now, what key resources, what key resources would you need? What assets? So for a coaching business, if you already have, maybe you need your computer to put your thoughts together. You need access to Zoom subscription or whatever platform you want to use. You need lightning effects. All of those things, what are the key resources that you'll be needing to grow your business? You need to have that. Now, key activities. These key activities is where the most of things happen. What are the things that you want to do? What are the most important things? So a quick breakdown for me when it comes to coaching business. Number one, you want to determine whether you want to do one-on-one coaching or you want to do group coaching. Again, you're able to reach more people via group coaching, and you can conserve your energy. So let's take group coaching, for instance. For parents of 0 to 10, what are the problems that you want to solve for them? So is it communication? Is it what else? What are the major challenges that parents of that age or parenting children of that age, what are the major things that they have? Is it instilling core values in them? Is it discipline? So you need to find out what you want to do. So let's say, for instance, you say this, okay, for instance, say this quarter, I want to work with parents on how to communicate with toddlers. So if there's a common belief that while they are still very young, they can't really comprehend. So the only way to speak to them is to probably scold them or beat them. And you find out, okay, this shouldn't be. And you want to create a coaching platform for that. So you call it maybe raising. So again, I'm just trying to map out what key activities for coaching might look like. So you want to say, okay, for us, we want to create a course that will help parents of toddlers communicate with them without yelling or without canes, right? So it might be connecting with toddlers or whatever. Now, so the first key activity is you need to decide on a product to sell. You need to decide on a product to churn out at a particular time. You can do that by looking at the environment. What's the prevalent issues that maybe something happened? Sometimes it could be one scandal that broke out on the internet and there's a lot of them. And sometimes for me, I prefer to have like an instruction from God. We are missionaries, right? And it's okay to say that. You can have an instruction from God and say that, okay, so there was a time, sometimes I said, I had this heavy leading to talk to teenagers on self-identity, right? So it starts with the burden for a particular segment. So, okay, self-identity. Now, that's the first thing to do. You have it listed out. Okay, so this self-identity, how do we communicate it? What channel, what do we want to use? Is it going to be a full coaching course? Is it going to be maybe a training? and maybe, okay, so for self-identity assessment, what are the things we need to do to put it together? You want to start bringing out your curriculum to say that, okay, how many weeks? Before we even get to weeks, what are the things we want to train on when it comes to self-identity or helping children build self-identity? Okay, what are the aspects? Then you start to research. You want to know more about these things. So another key activity is building your curriculum. When you build your curriculum, the next thing you want to do is, okay, how do I communicate this? Do you want to do a pre-recorded message whereby you get your cameras on, you record, and you upload somewhere and you give access and people take it on their own? Or you want to pre-record and also sell alongside with one-on-one coaching? So people access that pre-recorded material, they listen to it, then they come back to a class with the coach and you ask questions and take feedback. Or you want it to be live, just the way we had tonight. Get your slides, just pour it out there, then give them access to the tool. So you want to decide how you want to go about these things. And we're already touching on this building blocks, right? So when you do that, you decide which one you want to do. If you decide that, then you want to get, so if it's that, okay, we go live, then you want to communicate it. Do you need a graphic designer to create a banner for you? Do you need someone to help you with your marketing, with your digital marketing? You need someone to help you promote it. Now, these are the key activities that you want to begin to look at. So, video shoot, video editing, digital marketing, course creation. Then when people get in, how do you manage them? These are all the things that you can find under key activities. And those are the things you need to write out. That, okay, for this business, if I have to do like a step-by-step activity of the things I'm doing, what does it mean? What is your production life cycle? So how long will it take you to create a course? Is it 2 weeks, depending on your schedule? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? Is it 1 month? All this production cycle, from conception of the idea or from getting the burden of what to coach at a particular time to the point of delivering it and closing up and getting a feedback. You want to understand how long it's going to take. So you want to like a work breakdown structure of your key activities. Are we still together?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have any questions or anything before I pick up? Yeah, thank you. Before I pick up another building block. Okay. So how many building blocks? Let me know if you're following me. How many building blocks have I touched on? Oh, how many of the building blocks have I touched on?
7.
7. All right, thank you. So now let's talk about revenue streams. So now we've talked about, because again, we said this is a business. It is not not for profit, it's not an NGO, it is not trading, right? We want to generate income. How do you generate income from this? You can generate income from your course that you want to sell. You can generate income from books. You can generate income from after coaching. So you want to list out that, okay, as a parent coach, how many streams of income do I have? You have a stream of income for one-on-one coaching. You have a stream of income for the group coaching that you are doing. You have a group stream of income for the resources and materials that come from your coaching, like your books. You have a stream of income from public speaking. So you have to list out all the necessary streams of income so that you can know how you want to explore each revenue stream. Now, coming to cost structure, which is the last unit block we'll talk about. So again, it's not okay to just say that a lot of people have issues with pricing. especially when it comes to services. And this is a very key thing. There are different kinds of cost structures that you can use. But top of the hat for me is, let me say, cost. So again, let me use coaching as an example, because it looks like a lot of costs has not been incurred in the coaching business. It might look like, how do I price these products? How do I price this coaching service? So now we've talked about your key activities. How long is it going to take you from start to finish? So for instance, if a coaching production is going to take you 3 months, 3 active months, that means that that cost, by the end of that training, should have been able to pay you a 3-month salary for your time and your effort. Now this thing goes to, it continues to, how do I call it now? It continues to grow because it's a product that you continue to sell, but you want to be sure that you are not overpricing yourself and you're not underpricing yourself. So cost structure is a full course that we are going to be taking in subsequent classes, but again, you have to be sure that you know that there's a structure you're using. You're not just giving a price top of the hat. Okay, so it's not like, what do I have to do today? Now, what this costs, how much I have to sell? Just say, I saw XYZ that sold this cost at this price. This person sells at this price. Okay, let me just sell at this price. No, it won't work. You need to understand that there's a cost structure, and that cost structure has to be worked upon. So on that note, I hope we've been able to lay a foundation. So let's get back to our books. Yes, we've started our businesses, but let's go back, and these things that we've heard, like I said, I'm going to share a template, a blank template of this on the book, whereby we can sit down. So again, it's not about what we know, it's about what we do with what we know. Some of these things might not be new to us, but we need to now document it down. Let's put it in place so that we can look at it and know where we are lagging, right? So to wrap this up, let me ask us, which of these 9 building blocks do you have your highest strength, and which one do you want to start working on? So which one do you, so for instance, which one will you say, oh, out of these 9, I have my A under customer relationships. I know how to establish relationships with my customer segment. I know my customer and I know how to speak with them, but I want to work on my key activities. Or I have identified my key partners, but I need to explore my revenues of streams of revenue. Or, okay, I know my customer segments, but I don't know how to put up a team. So again, all of these key businesses or key building blocks, we're still going to talk about it more elaborately in other classes. But again, so just tell me, Z and my dear, I read it. Let me know which of these 9 building blocks are you most like you can say you're strong on, and which one do you want to start working on? Who is going first?
Okay, so for me, I think my key strength at the moment is that I understand my customer segment and yes, the value proposition. But at the moment, I'm still trying as much as possible because I've been at a particular state while in the business and I need to expand. So I think at the moment, I have some key partners that I need to work with, and I also need to build on, on my team. So basically, that's what I need to do at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Z, are you ready to go?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for all you have shared. For me, customer segment, same. USP, yeah, those are my strengths, and also curriculum building. Those are my strengths. What I would like to work on is, I think, pricing. When you started talking about pricing and cost and all that, and I was saying that I was even going to ask a question. If you can elaborate a little more on costing, aside the fact that, yes, you need to know the duration that the production takes, what else can be a factor to your pricing, especially when it comes to coaching or service-based business? Because um, it's not like what you see in the product-based business where it's clear, that, oh, you bought pure water when you went out, or you bought bottled water when you went out, you need to put it there. You took transport, you need to put it there. But it doesn't always come that way. Yes, I know there are various things that we can talk about, maybe your platforms, how much you spent and things like that. But aside that, are there any other things that one can be looking out for in costing?
Okay, so I think for me too, I would have to do a lot of research on my costing, because really, I want to have my A game in my costing as well. But one thing I feel is that when it comes to services, yes, you factor in all your production costs, and as I said, but there is a level of gut feeling that comes with customer services. It's about the level of confidence that you have to say that this cost is worth this amount. So I use DGK, for instance. Let's look at a mercenary circle. I remember when I joined the mercenary circle, it was costed at 6,005 per quarter. And for 3 months, for 10 weeks, there is a pre-recorded message, and there is support coaches that are, allowed, or that are pacing you through the courses. Then the next tier is what the now has as future forward female. And right now they have, like, I think to join right now is maybe 100K for 1 quarter. And there's VCAP of 6,500 USD for 6 months. And if you look at it, it's this same one person that is dishing out, and you have unbundling, that is the flagship cost at 250,000. Now, the cost of production for them might be similar, but at what point would she say that this cost is worth like 5 million naira, and this one is worth 5,000 naira? Do you understand me? Again, I feel like there's a level, but again, I'm going to go back and do more research on cost structure for service-based. So the next time I'm talking about this, I will have grounded responses. But for me, top of my heart, I feel like when it comes to services, it's really about your level of confidence. There's a way you will charge a particular fee, and even your liver will cut that, did they pay for this service? If you feel like people will not pay, they might not pay. When I look at people so I've been in the industry for a while. I've worked with one of the top people in the industry, and it will be like, okay, my session now costs maybe 200,000 per hour, and in 6 months, like, I'm reviewing forward. So again, availability. So before now, PDDK could afford to do 50,000 maybe at some point, but now she wants to restrict access. She will tell you that maybe I can only take 6 people for one-on-one in a year. And to get me to do one-on-one, I'm going to charge you 10,000 USD. So again, it's about the value it's about your own personal valuation. It's about the impact. It's about how much you're confident of what you carry and the results it can bring. So again, when it comes to training.
Okay.
You want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say, your customer segment, does it have something to do with this? Because, like,
Yes.
For me now, sometimes when you say stay home mom, it's likely there's one income family. You get, there's one income family, and you cannot, you know how you have to push that price up and all of that. Because if it's about confidence, I'm very confident about charging, but I started to reevaluate that, I'm dealing with one income family, and I really need to be sensitive to that.
Yes.
Because they all come, I give them my charges because of my time and all of that. And sometimes I don't see them anymore. Like, they really want to do it, but they don't come anymore. Like, they just go.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with you. So remember I said I work with teenagers. Parents of teenagers don't really feel like it. They don't really feel the need to spend so much after we've paid school fees and everything. So you can't take your customer out of your cost structure. So remember I was talking about DDK now. So that 65K, I think for even right now, for students in school, I think it's 5,000 per quarter. So yes, we have to factor that in as well. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you might not be able to charge them so much. But what you can do is you will not spread yourself thin. So you want to do maybe a group coaching. So instead of doing one-on-one with them and expending your energy, you might want to have a group of them, probably do a target audience and have like maybe 30 on the group to cover for your stress and your time. Or you might want to do like a pre-recorded coaching session, week 1, week 2, week 3, then put on seller and put a small fee. So you want to do volume instead of you. So again, once you record and you record once, you're not going back to it. You can only have probably an email to say that if they have questions, they should reach out to you via email and you respond to them. That way you can pace your time. So you can schedule your own time, not so that they don't, because again, one of the things I experienced in the industry is burnout. When I started, I was giving so much, but people were not willing to pay me. Where I had my first coaching training, we were supposed to charge like 1,000. My husband can talk about it. Supposed to charge 1,000 USD. This was like 10 years ago. For a teenager for 10 sessions. Who we pay in Nigeria? And I suffered because I had in mind that this is how I should charge. And I didn't do so much. I didn't get customers. That's the truth. I was telling someone yesterday that is getting into the coaching business, and I said, don't do the same mistake I made. If at that time, when we started, we had a lot of coaching was still relatively young. Since coaching was not even anywhere there. I'm talking about 2013. That's 11 years ago. We had Jojo Siwa in the US. My husband was the one handling my page then. And people were engaging us from all over the world. But the problem was that I had a price in my mind that was fixed, that this is what I should charge. So I was trying to get coaching services at that price and nothing was coming. I just imagine if at that point I created a product that was like maybe 3,000 or 5,000 for an average parent to just buy, I would have grown my target, my audience. I would have grown a lot of income that I can now begin to segment from them and say, okay, I can get like 10 people that can charge premium. So I completely understand that your customer segment determines the pricing. It's a lot. So confidence level, customer segment, absolutely. So again, like I said, I'm going to sit down and let's look at this thing. Some people have figured it out, right? When it comes to cost structure, some people have figured it out. They understand how it works. And yes, we are going to crack it. We are going to crack it. And these things, again, as we go about them, we are going to test them, right? As we test them, we'll come back to the drawing board. And that's why it is for us to grow our businesses together. Let's put these things into test. Let's see the one that works and let's see how we can realign it. Is that okay, Z? Oh, looks like I'm frozen.
Recording in progress.